Welcome to our 13th day of the Perry Advent calendar, and welcome as we look at this part of Perry and see the scene that lies behind me. It doesn't look like anything important, but in the 16th century, somewhere around here was an important event, important historical event, because it was around about here, I can't say precisely where, but somewhere around about here in the 16th century that there was royalty came by. Somebody who was a queen came by. Well, she liked to call herself a queen right up until the day she died. The king of the day had demoted her. She was merely a princess as far as he was concerned, because she didn't do what he wanted. He wanted a son and an heir, and she didn't provide one. So he decided he was going to annul the marriage. The Pope didn't agree, and hence Henry VIII started a new church. A church that would do what he wanted, not what anybody else wanted. And in the midst of all that, after the annulment, we find that Katherine of Aragon was banished. She was moved from one place to another place, and then to another place. And one of the places that she was housed in was in Buckton Towers. And there she was, in Buckton Towers, because the king said she wasn't to be anywhere else except where he wanted. And effectively she was imprisoned there. He decided he was going to move her to somewhere else. And the local people loved her so much, they said, nope, it's not going to happen. And so they challenged and made riots, but you can't get away with trying to go against the king and his soldiers. So eventually the soldiers won the day, and she was taken by force from Buckton, which is behind me, to Kimbolton, which is over that way somewhere. She wasn't a well lady. She was extremely not well. And you can imagine this frail person, whether she was royal or not, is relevant. A frail lady being brought through this way. Didn't have the luxury of the modern roads we have today, so I guess it wasn't an easy journey for all the length of it. From there to here, and then on to Kimbolton. And it was in Kimbolton that she died at the age of 50. 50. Relatively young age as far as we're concerned, but as I said, she wasn't a well lady. I said she didn't do what the king wanted. She was the mother of Queen Mary. That wasn't good enough for the king. The king was hoping for a male heir, and she didn't provide one. Well, that's what they said. She actually did provide a son, but the son only lived for 52 days, never ever likely to become somebody who would inherit the throne. So when you think of where she was, in Kimbolton, and before that Buckton, don't forget, Perry was at the centre of that journey. And don't forget also about the issues of relationship. You see, if you were a lady of that day, the last thing you would probably want is to be proposed to by King Henry VIII. No future, it seemed, for a queen of that day. But the story of Christmas tells us of a relationship that works far, far better, because God so loved you and I that he gave his son. Yes, the one who people rejected. Jesus gave him to us because God so loved the world that he gave his only son for us. Thank you for listening.